too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. What's up, nasties? How you doing? Happy Tuesday. It's beautiful outside. Welcome to EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Well, I'm at the William Huff's. Gager's at his home studio, a little under the weather. I think a lot of the people here at EST are fighting a little bug. But all in all, we roll along. Yesterday when I was driving home, Gager, was plus 10.
I know.
It was unreal. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was gross last night, taking the dog for a walk after the game. I was like, it was just complete slushy everywhere. Terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, appreciate you toughing it out from home, Gager. I know you're not feeling 100%. You need to cut out the last segment. We'll let you go to get some rest, of course. But a fun show. Of course, we're going to recap the Oilers' 4-1 win over the Blackhawks. We're going to tee up tonight's game against the Nashville Predators, a team they've dominated. Derek Van Diest rolls around at 1:40. Go around the NHL, talk Oilers. We got to do courageous moment. I forgot yesterday. We'll have an open segment. We'll talk about Mike Tomlin resigning there in Pittsburgh after 19 seasons, and now they'll look for their fourth coach since 1969, which is unfreaking believable. That team doesn't like a lot of change, so we'll see what happens there, who lands there as well. Of course. Oh, and guys, so just so we know, I'm going to count it as a win on the Screw It. Let's do it. The bet got voided, okay? We hit with Hyman. We hit with Jack Hughes. But then with the late scratch of Connor Bedard, they voided the bet. Okay? Yeah. So I don't know if Bedard scores last night. He probably does. Or maybe the way Connor Ingram was playing,
I don't think
probably
he does.
doesn't.
It's kind of a good thing, man.
So if you rolled with the Screw It, let's do it, which hopefully a lot of you did. You got your money back, and we'll try to hit once again today. But I'm taking it as a win, boys. Good job, Joaquin. You really have a good read on the Oiler players for the Screw It. Let's do a parlay.
Oiler players, yes. Around the league, not so much. Maybe it's just because I watched them more, but I really felt that the game here the other night, Hyman was really fighting it. Like, it was just one of those nights where nothing works, you know?
Yeah.
I just had a good feeling that he was gonna pot one. So, and in typical Hyman fashion, where does he score from? You know, parked in front, battling with a guy. That's a hard working goal, but a high degree of skill too. To
100%.
Be battling, get your stick down at the right angle so you can deflect it in. Like that was a pretty awesome play by Bush to go for the stick too, right? But yeah, that they're a unique group, that power play.
Yeah, they are, and they're going into Nashville where. I mean, they've dominated. They've won the last 5, Joaquin. Actually, let's wait on that. Let's talk about the game last night. I don't think the coaches were too happy. I mean, Knobloch's probably happier because they won, but both chances both ways. Not a lot of defense in this one. Spencer Knight was, if it wasn't for Spencer Knight in that first period, 6-0.
Well, you could say the same thing on the other end too, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was... There was, I know it's the birthplace of the pizza, the Chicago deep dish, but it was being served aplenty in that first period, where just like horrendous giveaways by the Oilers. And you got to hand it to Ingram, man. Like he didn't face, there was no warm up shots for him whatsoever. It was just mano-a-mano with a guy bearing down, and just the composure of him making those saves, right? There wasn't a lot of movement. He was confident in his positioning. No second chances. It was either, going to the corner or he was freezing it up. Like that was, he has done what you want from guys in that type of position where they're battling for ice time or being the number one guys. He's definitely made the coaching staff and management have to think about what their next step is going to be, just because his play has been so solid.
Yeah, I think Louis called it. He goes, that was a Chicago deep dish pizza. The first giveaway. I thought that was pretty clever. I was like, oh, good one. It was absolutely fantastic. But hey, both goalies, unreal. Yeah. There's some guys on Chicago I didn't know, like that Ryan Green fellow. There's a couple of young guys. The guy that played for the Hamilton team that Zach Hyman owns now.
That's weird.
They got some talented young guys that I really haven't watched them.
No. It probably does correlate to the fact that Bedard's having a really good season this year too, right? There's some, and I think a lot of it falls at the feet of Knight's play. He's solidified their goaltending position. See how good that guy is. Like he made some outstanding saves last night, and it took a weird bounce for him to allow the first goal. I think it hit someone, then hits his skate, then hits his other skate and goes in. That's a lucky goal. But I just, with that young decor, they did look a little bit fatigued in that first period, though. I will say that. It does look like there's a flu bug that's gone through that team, because there wasn't a lot of jump in their game in that first period. But they hung around on the back of Spencer Knight and were able to push it at the end. But overall, a pretty good game by the Edmonton Oilers, I would say.
Yeah, there was that one, the young, is he Russian? He had a 5-minute shift. He couldn't get off the ice for the Blackhawks. I was like, holy.
That was hilarious. If Struddy was watching that, it was probably bringing back PTSD memories of his 5-minute shift back in the day.
Oh, that poor man could not get off the ice. But all in all, I'll be honest, I had chances galore for both teams. Not the best defensive game, but the Oilers were just... Chicago was overmatched. It's plain and simple. There's just too much skill on the Edmonton Oilers. They couldn't deal with it. They hung around in large part to Spencer Knight. And the special teams didn't really click for either team in terms of the power play. We'll be happy with the penalty kill and all that. It was kind of cool to see all the dads celebrate. I really enjoyed that. And it's McDavid's 29th birthday today, so a big happy birthday to Connor McDavid. Expect him to go off tonight. And if you missed it, Oilers have activated Tristan Jarry and Jake Walman. To me, that means they're playing tonight, Joaquin. Or why else activate them? Rico goes to LTIR. We'll get to the Ingram and the goalie questions here shortly, Joaquin. I'm going to show you that. But Joaquin, if you just turn to the Wirecast screen, I think you're going to be able to see. I just want to roll some tape here. Highlights, lowlights. There's not a lot of lowlights, Joaquin. And the goals were all just nice plays. But what I do want to do is show kind of a Connor Ingram highlight package, because this guy's really coming into his own. And the big question now everybody's asking with Tristan Jarry activated, what are they going to do with Pickard and Ingram? And I was talking in there with Reed and Jay and all the boys, and there's no way they can move away from Ingram, right? You're going to have to risk Pickard going on waivers.
Well, I believe they still can send him down without him having to go through waivers right now, right? That's the safest play.
Yeah.
I do think if let's just say, for instance, if they do decide to send Pickard down, I think there is a possibility of someone picking him up just because of what he's been able to do over the last years. But I think they run the risk, if they wait and Ingram stays past that due date of when or games played when he has to start to clear waivers, then you look. I do think another team will pick him up because of what he's done over the past month. If there have been scouts watching his play, it's hard not to say that he hasn't been impressive in what he's been able to do since his call up from Bakersfield. He's provided really, really solid, consistent goaltending for the Edmonton Oilers. It's and just the ability to make the big save at the right time and make it look relatively so easy. I've been really impressed with Connor Ingram's play.
And that's the thing, right? Like, I think with either guy, you're taking a risk because let's just go because a lot of people have been asking. So Preston Hodgkinson, who joins us on the show regularly to talk Oilers, he's from the Daily Hive here in Edmonton, covering the Edmonton Oilers. I know he put out there that, so the Oilers can keep all 3 goalies on the roster while Henrique is on LTIR. There is no immediate urgency on that end. However, Ingram will require waivers starting on Sunday. So there is a deadline on that front, Joaquin. So they got to make a decision here quick or not. And then just risk losing one of these guys. That's what it comes down to. Oh, Gage, you're muted.
Yeah, maybe they just roll with 3, right? So,
and you as a former goalie, does rolling with 3 suck?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's awful. You don't feel like you're getting enough reps in, and not that they practice a lot, but I hated 3. I've never met a goalie that likes the 3 guys.
Yeah.
And, you have your own net. You work on your own stuff, and it's different with practice time and goaltending coaches. I get that. Maybe you get your work in before practice. Maybe you're there earlier and working with the goalie coach and doing some things that way. That might be an avenue to go, but I hated it. It was awful when you had 3 guys.
Chan Man says, put Jarry on waivers. No, that's great. You know what, Joaquin? This is an interesting question, though. Let's say it's Jarry and Ingram for the rest of the season, okay? Let's say that's their 2 goalies. I don't think Jarry is a clear-cut number 1 with the way Ingram's playing.
Not now, right? That's the splinter that's been put in the minds of management, I think, buddy, over this last month of Connor Ingram playing. It's like, okay, well, we called him up because it was basically an emergency situation. We needed 2 guys, but they were able to let's see what this guy has. And man, he's got a lot. I don't think Jarry's the clear-cut number 1 either at this point. And, okay, if let's just say I floated the idea maybe Jarry goes down on a 2-week conditioning stint, right? Okay. Gets you to the Olympic break. I think he still has to kind of agree to doing something like that, just because you want to make sure that A, he's healthy, right? And B, get his game back a little bit because it's an important time of the year, but then that gets you to the Olympic break. Then you can kind of really make sure everything's okay. It kind of makes sense to me. And I don't think out of all the guys that you're going to send down, Jarry becomes one of the safest guys to send to Bakersfield because of his contract.
Yeah,
not many teams can pick that up anyway. So
that's a good point.
I mean, all these scenarios that are probably being discussed with Oilers management. Something has to be done by Sunday, like you said. So it's going to be interesting, the decision that they do make. I'm kind of leaning towards they'll probably just keep all 3 for now, man, and because Rico's not going to be back till the I'm using nicknames. Adam Henrique is not going to be back till after the Olympic break, but then the real decision has to be made at that point, right? What happens then? Because then you really run the risk of losing one of these guys.
Yeah. So they could send him back before Sunday and then recall him after, or just keep the 3 guys, like you said, Gage, or go into the All-Star break. That's not right. The Olympic break, and then make a decision from there, because many people are saying, well, trade Pickard. I'm like, well, I don't think there's teams lining up to take Pickard. Like, I think if they could find a trading partner for him, they would.
Well, especially if you're a GM, think about it. If you're a GM of another team and they're shopping Pickard, you look at their situation. Well, I might be able to grab this guy on waivers for free. So why would I trade for him?
Good point. Quickly, Gager. So I'm going to show, this is just a highlight reel of Connor Ingram last night, just how good he was. It's going to start off with the first Chicago deep dish pizza that the Oilers served up, which was Connor McDavid losing the puck. But just going through it, just solid. 2 saves right there, Joaquin, just right off the bat. This one, I think Draisaitl loses it at the blue line. He kind of stretches for it, but Colton can handle it. But another great save here, Joaquin. What are you seeing from Connor Ingram?
I mean, it's the one thing, what you watch with Connor Ingram is his head movement, too. Like when you watch the puck hit him, he finds the puck so quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
His tracking, you can tell when a goaltender's feeling it just by watching some of these plays, right? Like, see, he's the way he gets out to the top of the crease is perfect. He's in great position. He's taken some net back. Probably not a lot to see. It's a 5-hole shot because that's all that the Blackhawks player sees at that point. And then his positioning afterwards too, buddy, which is really impressive, where he's in a great position to make another save if possible, right? After something like that quick turnaround happens. So really, really a difficult game to play like that when all you're facing is grade A's right off the hop.
Yeah.
But kept his team in it, got the lead, and Oilers are a different team when they can get the lead.
What I like about this one, Joaquin, because it looked like the Oilers were going to have possession, and the puck's turned over, and you see Connor Ingram, there's no panic. He's not jittery. There's nothing like that. He just calmly goes up to the top of his crease and gets set. Like, it's beautiful to watch that. Like you said, he's not scrambling. You know what I mean?
No, there's no overplaying, right? And even to this point, like, he sees it, he's just going to cover it up. Like, there's no panic in his game. And another great save there. Like,
yeah, like
there was that leg one there, but again, like, gets himself, sees the play almost happening, gets a good push out. I think this was the save here, where just a quick little right leg pad or the glove save there. Like, just, yeah, man, he's doing something special right now. Where
that's good.
I can't see the. I mean, he's kind of. We'll see how Jarry looks too, right? But it's a really good problem to have. Where, I mean, Calvin Pickard's been good too. He's this year a little bit of a step back, but he's done everything you can ask of a number 2 guy. But I think I've read the nasty chat a couple times already. It's when's the last time? It's been a while, let's just say, that Oilers fans haven't complained about goaltending for this amount of time, right? It's been like 3 weeks of no complaints about goaltending, which it's almost like being in the upside down here.
It's absolutely insane that no one's complaining. But hey, listen, now the Oilers have a logjam in the crease. And listen, Calvin Pickard has done everything he's been asked. He's won playoff games. He's held down the fort when Skinner was struggling. This year, step back in terms of stats, hasn't been that good. But the team was struggling too at that point. Both goalies weren't good. He's been better as of late. And I think why people are a little upset about the whole Pickard is because he's just a good guy. You know what I mean? And I think that affects fans too, because they love Calvin Pickard, and to risk losing him on waivers, it's, fans feel that, right? So I think it's more on the side that he's such a good guy and a good teammate, and the team loves him, that he's getting kind of the short end of the stick. But this is professional sports, Joaquin. You got to go with the guys that give you the best opportunity to win. And right now, that's Tristan, Jarry, and Connor Ingram.
Well, you would know this more than anyone working in CFL locker rooms, buddy. Like, how many good guys get released, and that's at least, when a guy gets picked up, he's going to another team, But to say they're just done, that hurts. That's tough when one of your teammates has to go through that. Dusty posed that question too, just because of what you hear coming out of the room is everyone loves Calvin Pickard. Yeah. Right. Like, he's kind of that one of those glue guys in the room, and as it'd be interesting to talk to Bowman and Knoblaw and some of the coaching staff, like, that have their finger on the pulse of the room, and who gives that levity, who brings everyone together, and does losing a player with the intangibles that come off the ice hurt the on-ice performance too much. That's and that can happen sometimes. When I remember distinctly when Bill Guerin left our room, it was a morgue for a while, man. Just losing not only one of the best players in the NHL, but one of the best leaders and best teammates I've ever had. Right? It was sad. It was like losing your best buddy. And for the guys that were really close, like Doug Waite and I'm Gator and Greersy. They were shook up about that. That was tough, especially Waiter, because those two were two peas in a pod. They did everything together.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember with the Elks when David Beard got traded in my first year, and then my third year when Jake Serezna. Like, you're in the room and there's a lot of players and staff going, "What the hell are we doing?" You know what I mean? So
I know. Yeah.
So,
Trainers were like upset. It was tough. Like, and then a new guy comes in and sits in his stall, and you're kind of like,
it's not his fault, right?
Yeah, I know it's not his fault. And it was a good dude. Like Anson Carter came, right? So he was a good dude, but it was just like, it was different.
It's Ace.
It's Mr. Carter, I think.
I like how everybody now makes, like, all the players that joined, they're like, "Hey, Ace."
Yeah, I know.
Brad, like they'll mock him now. Yeah. Hey, Play Alberta's your home for online gaming excitement, featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. We're claiming a victory yesterday. I don't care what anyone says. And we'll have another screw. Let's do a parlay today. Of course, hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up for us. And, of course, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their kitchen restaurant Sundays and Mondays. It's 50% off the entire menu. On the other side of the break, we'll continue to talk Oilers and look ahead to tonight's game against the Nashville Predators. Joaquin Gage at home, Hernan Salas here at the studios, and our guy Coob at the technical desk, like our good buddy Reed Wilkins likes to say. And he's up next here with your sports update.
The Oilers have activated Tristan, Jarry, and Jake Walman off long-term injured reserve. Adam Henrique being moved to long-term injured reserve as the Oilers and Predators play at 6 o'clock. Tom Gazzola goes live from Boston Pizza Clareview to tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going right here on EST at 5 o'clock. A total of 10 games in the NHL. The Canucks and a back-to-back against the Sens. It's the Lightning taking on the Penguins. Tampa looking for 11 wins in a row. And the nightcap sees Toronto and Utah facing off from Salt Lake City. NFL news: Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has stepped down from his position. Tomlin spent the past 19 years with the team, walking away with 2 years left on his contract. NBA action: there's 7 games on the docket. OKC plays host to San Antonio. Both teams sit first and second in the Western Conference, respectively. And out west, it's the Hawks and Lakers matching up with the Warriors challenge the Trailblazers. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More with Hernan and Joaquin after a quick break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Craig Button.
When the Oilers have been really good defensively, they suffocate you. They close you. I haven't seen anywhere near enough of that. If you want to be a Stanley Cup contender, that's an area of your game you got to get in order. It starts with a mindset and a commitment to doing it. And yeah, you can improve with some personnel additions, but if you're not doing it well enough in terms of execution, doesn't matter what type of personnel it is.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada Ice Dancers, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us.
We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us.
Thank you, Canada.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
I'm your Huckleberry.
We're back here on EST Afternoons, rolling along nicely on this Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful day outside once again. This slush is just a disaster. I don't know, Gage, if you saw on Twitter today, I guess people are complaining that the snow was piled up onto their driveways and they couldn't get out this morning. Did you see all that?
No, my wife did tell me I might have to help my son get out, but no, it's bad.
Yeah.
Look, I know everyone's complaining about it, but take a step back for a second. Do you remember how much snow we did get?
Yeah.
And so the crews couldn't get into the residential areas because they had to do the main streets first, and just takes time. Now, don't get mad at workers trying to make our streets a little bit better, right? It's, you know what? Grab a shovel, throw it in the back of your car, and if you see someone having trouble, maybe stop and help him and get him out. That's all. Let's be courteous.
Wise words by Joaquin Gage. From his satellite studios, I'm here at EST Studios. Coob's along for the ride as well. A reminder that Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 5. Then Tom Gazzola, live from Boston Pizza in Clairview, will join you for the pregame show from 5 to 6. He'll be joined by Boom Boom, Sean Bell, and of course, Benny Thompson along for the ride. And they'll be back later tonight for the post-game show as well. Joaquin, cream third jerseys for the Oilers. They're 5-0, buddy. They're wearing them again tonight, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what I heard. You got to keep rolling with these. They're good luck charm. My cousin gifted me one, so brings me good luck too. I want to talk to you quickly, Joaquin, about the goal that was called off on Zach Hyman yesterday. Because I know people are like, how can you kick it if it hit your thigh? I'm like, well, just to be clear, and I was talking with YouTube Travel, in soccer, like when you're playing soccer, you can kick the ball and it can go off your shin, it can go off your knee, it can go off your thigh. It's still the motion, right?
Yeah.
So this is the rule, okay? When a puck has been directed, batted, thrown in by an attacking player other than with a stick, if it is deemed to be done deliberately, no goal. A goal can be scored when deliberately batted with any part of the attacking player's body into the net. I'm not saying I agree with it, but by the rule, they got it right. What did you think?
Well, when it's phrased like that, it does kind of, when you think about the play in itself, you do think it wasn't a goal. But to me, that wasn't the intention of Hyman.
Okay.
Because, if I guess the thing that he did wrong was he with his left leg. His left leg, he moved it towards the net, right? So that's kind of the kicking motion, I guess. If he were just to just like in football, like block the puck with his body and it hit his pants and it goes in, maybe then is that a goal then? Because you're just trying to block it, right? Because I do believe his intention was to block the puck so it got down and then use his stick, but the bounce off his pads was so like had a little bit more force, because I think he thought it would just die in front of his feet and he could have batted in, right? But it off the pads and in, and he did make a valiant attempt to kind of knock it out of the air.
And it's a quick play, right? Like
it's very fast.
Yeah, it's very fast.
So I think it should be a goal. I don't think it was a kicking motion to say. I think there was an attempt for him to just knock the puck down and try to put it in. I don't think there was an intention to direct the puck in with his equipment.
Jersey Egg says, if the shoe was reversed and the Oilers got scored on a good goal, I would lose my mind. That's kind of what I have always said. And then I saw Guy Flaming. I think Reed tweeted something out about that yesterday. And I guess in the WHL, you can pretty much score like that. Like it's allowed. You can, as long as I think there's only one thing you can do, but you're allowed to, the puck's, can you kick it no, you can't kick it, right? But it can go off you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is.
Let me try to find that because it was some good information about the dub that I didn't know. Let's see here. I think I found it. Where's Guy Flaming when we need him? Damn it. I can't find it. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. No, I can't find it. If Guy's listening, can you text in what the rules are in the dub? Because in the dub, that goal would have counted. So, nonetheless, I mean, they were able to.
Says if you're outside the crease, you can kick it in the WHL.
Oh, okay, that's it then. As long as you're outside the crease, I think it can go off any part of your body and it counts. Okay. So, I mean, they should switch that rule, Gager, because we want more goals. I mean, that could have came back to bite the Oilers. It didn't because they got the empty netter, and then they scored on a nice little forecheck there by Vasily Podkolzin, and then Draisaitl finds it. So, that's two games where there's been two kind of, I wouldn't say highly questionable goals, but goals obviously here in Edmonton people thought should have counted. All right. Looking ahead to tonight, Joaquin, I'll read you some stats. So they're in Nashville. In the last 18 games against Nashville, Joaquin, the Oilers have won 15 of those. They've won the last 5 games. Pure domination. Do you want to hear another interesting stat? Before these 18 games, the Oilers lost 13 straight to the Predators.
Really?
Yeah. How crazy is it?
That's nuts.
Like it's turned around now. The Oilers are pure domination. I mean, listen, we won't know lines until they hit the ice for the warm-ups. I know Knobs is going to speak around 4 or 5 o'clock our time. We'll find out. Obviously, Walman's probably in. Jarry's probably starting. The big one, and for the bet, is Kapanen remains on Draisaitl and Podkolzin. And that line's been fantastic. I've kind of given up, and I'm saying we're going to lose, and we're going to have to buy chicken for everybody tomorrow, or Dusty. But there's no way they're changing the lineup tonight, Joaquin.
No, not even after. Like there's some chemistry there too, right?
Oh, they almost scored like 3 goals yesterday.
Yeah, and Kapanen should have. Well, he did that great save by night. But he did delay too, right? He did a little bit of a delay, and I mean, if he takes one more step, he probably gets the wide open net. But sometimes you got to hand it to the goalie. But another great play, great on the forecheck. That line's hard to play against, and that's what you kind of. I don't know. I think a lot of Oilers fans have been clamoring for. Oh, who's good to play with Draisaitl? Why doesn't Draisaitl? Well, you found Podkolzin, who that works well with Leon, and it's not always the highest skilled works together, right? It doesn't always mesh, and you have a big speedster like Kapanen that's not afraid to throw the body too. So and Leon's a physical guy, so that's a big tough line to play against. I like it. I like you got the McDavid line. You come back with that line. You got the third line's a little speedy, and it's forming together quite nicely right now. I'm sure it'll change, but no, I like the look of Leon's line right now. Sorry you have to buy chicken.
I will be floored if they change the lines up tonight. I will. I'll be happy, but I'll be floored. I will be floored. Hey, portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the CBH. TVs everywhere, plus ice cold drinks and nonstop action. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. The Predators, Joaquin, currently 21-20-4, 2 points back of the last wild card spot. A lot better position than they were in last year. In their last 10 games, they're 6-4, and their last game was on Sunday, and they picked up a 3-2 win over the Capitals. Special teams, they're kind of in that mid-tier. They're 17th on the power play at 19.9. They're 12th on the PK at 80.6. Joaquin, there's a reason why they play these games, but is there any way the dads are on the trip. They're in Nashville. They're having a good time. Everybody's feeling great. The boys are rolling. McDavid's on a, 18-point heater. There's no way they drop this one.
I think you're going to get a good effort from them. Yeah. I don't think they were too taxed last night, but there wasn't. If there was a day in between these games, I might question what might happen. But the fact that they get in, go straight in, no skate today, right? All business, and the fact that they've had so much success against this Predators team. I mean, talk about just feasting. McDavid and Draisaitl's numbers are absolutely ridiculous against this Nashville Predators team. So, and it's an important game, man. This is, like I said, this is crunch time for the Oilers. You really want to finish strong going into this Olympic break, and maybe giving yourself as much as you can a little bit of a buffer in the Pacific Division, because I mean, you lose 2 games here, and you could almost find yourself on the outside of the wild card spot looking in,
Yeah, it's pretty tight. All right, we're going to get to a break, continue to tee up this game with our good buddy Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. He is coming up next. Slam that thumbs up. We're at about 36. We want to get close to 100 as we can. Please do so. If you're listening on iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, just slide on over and slam that thumbs up for us. And of course, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their Tap 25 restaurant, where you can get the prime rib special for just $18.99, 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's Joaquin Gage. It's Hernan Salas. It's Zach Kubish here on EST Afternoons. After the break from NHL.com, Derek Van Diest.
Transactions for the Oilers. Jake Walman and Tristan Jarry are now off long-term injured reserve, as Adam Henrique has been moved to long-term injured reserve. And in Nashville, it's the Oilers and Predators clashing. Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Join Tommy on location for the action. He's at Boston Pizza Clearview with coverage starting at 5 right here on EST. Around the clock, 9 other games are scheduled. Calgary visits Columbus. Washington welcomes Montreal to town, while the Jets look for 3 in a row with a test against the Islanders at 7. The Flames, they've placed Blake Coleman on injured reserve. He's been sidelined since January 8th when he went down against the Bruins. Big news from Pittsburgh. Long-term head coach Mike Tomlin has stepped down from his position with the Steelers after spending the past 19 years with the franchise. Tomlin had 2 years left on his current contract. Tipping off in the NBA, it's the Suns facing the Heat. The T-Wolves and Bucks squaring off, while Chi-Town is on the road in Houston as the Bulls and Rockets match up. Derek Van Diest checks in. On the other side of the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
The Edmontarian texts in, 94.7% of anyone who knows who Aaron Rodgers is thinks he's a douchebag.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers cares, though.
No,
that's kind of what I like about him, is he's just like unapologetically that guy. Be an authentic douchebag.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
We're back here live from the William Huff Studios. Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish, our buddy Joaquin under the weather. He's at the home studios today. But we're rolling along nicely. It's a back-to-back Oiler game night. It's going to be a fun night. Then they're back at it Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So very busy for the Oilers this week. Just quickly, some news if you miss it. NFL-wise, Mike Tomlin steps down after 19 seasons. The Steelers will now look for their fourth head coach since 1969. How crazy is that? Chargers fire their offensive coordinator and their offensive line coach. And this one just coming down the pipe. The Eagles also fire their offensive coordinator after losing to my 49ers. But right now, we're going to get to our next guest. He's a good friend of the show, and he is brought to you by the Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club, accepting registration. Nope, sorry, wrong one. I jumped the gun there. Brought to you by Old Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And with that, we bring in from NHL.com, Derek Van Diest. DVD, what's shaking, buddy?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing it. Well, we've been better. We're both a little under the weather here, but it's that time of year, right, DVD?
It's going around right here. Yeah.
It's going around.
So, you just got to be careful.
Wash
we're hanging out in large groups, apparently. So, yeah.
Stay away from Kelly's DVD, okay? At least until Saturday. Derek, so some news today. Tristan, Jarry, Jake Walman activated. It sounds like they're going to play tonight. So let's get to the question. Me and Joaquin and I were talking about it in the first segment. What do you do? Because having three goalies is not ideal for any team. Joaquin, played in the league, played professionally. He said it's terrible for the goalies to have three hanging around. What do you think the move is going to be here?
Yeah, you can't have three hanging around. It's one of those things. I honestly think the move is you go to Calvin Pickard and you say, thanks for your time, and we're going in another direction. Like I feel bad for him because I think he's going to be the odd man out, but just the way Ingram is playing and Jarry's your number one guy, and I think that's the tandem you want to go with from now through the rest of the season. It doesn't mean that Calvin Pickard can't come back up at some point, but I think you look at that and you look at the direction that the Oilers wanted to go with their goaltending, and to me, that's the way they want to go. That's why they got Connor Ingram here. That's what Tristan Jarry is doing here. They've got to go in a different direction, and it's not that Calvin Pickard has been particularly bad, but I think we've all kind of established that he's not a starting goalie. He's not a guy that can come in there and help you out, to be a starter. And I think those other two guys will be battling to be the starting goalie, just the way they're playing right now. And I've been really impressed with Connor Ingram. And I didn't know much about him. I saw him in Arizona when he was really behind a really bad team. But just the way he reads the game, he's just got a knack for knowing where the puck is going to go, where it's going to be, and he's there. And I think he's a really sound goaltender. He's not particularly big, but he just reads the game so well, and he's pretty athletic. And I think if he's on his game, if he's back and playing the way he should be playing, and he said he said when he was here that the NHL game is a little more predictable than the American Hockey League, and so that helps him out.
Yeah.
And I think that's why his numbers are better in the NHL than they were in the AHL. But yeah, it's a business, and sometimes you got to say, listen, hey, we appreciate what you did for us, but it's time to go in a different direction. That's just my opinion. I'm not sure what the Oilers will do, but that's probably what I would do.
DVD, you mentioned it. Connor Ingram, I think his play has grown on all of us. That's the calming factor he has back there. But with this play, because when the trade was initially finalized with Stuart Skinner, the de facto Tristan Jarry was your number one. But with Connor Ingram's play, has he created a little bit of a controversy now of who is the Edmonton Oilers' number one goaltender right now?
I think so, and I think that was kind of always the plan with Edmonton. Before Stuart Skinner came up here, the plan was always to have a 1 and a 1A guy and to kind of push each other and battle each other. And whoever was playing well was going to play well. And then it was a situation that it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to. But I think that, to me, that's an ideal situation where you have two guys and you're confident you can play on a run. You can play 2 or 3 or 4 games in a row. I don't think Calvin Pickard ever developed that confidence with the Oilers. He'd come in, play well, 1 game, 2 games, but I think for a stretch, we saw what he was, and he wasn't a guy that could play every game for you. He was a backup. He was a guy that can come and fill in. Now these 2 guys come in. Now you see where Tristan Jarry's at. You have 2 guys that can take on that role, have taken on that role. They've been starting goaltenders for other organizations. So now you do have your 1 and your 1A system that you wanted when Jack Campbell was signed and Stuart Skinner was here, and you thought, okay, that's a pretty good tandem we're going to have for the next 5 years. Didn't work out. Jack Campbell obviously didn't work out, and Stuart Skinner was the de facto number 1. But yeah, I think this was the plan all along, is to have 2 guys that you can play when they get hot. You just keep riding them, and then the other guy comes in. If he gets hot, you keep riding him, and I think that's basically a pretty good system for the Oilers. That way you don't have all your chips on one guy, all your chips in the middle of the table. And I think in today's game, you need 2 guys, especially the way the schedule is constructed here just before the break. They're playing every other game. So you're going to need 2 quality goalies that you can count on. And I think they have those in Connor Ingram and when Tristan Jarry returns.
Derek Van Diest from NHL.com joining us here on EST Afternoons. Just a last one on the goalies. Do you think if Pickard lands on waivers, he's picked up by another team?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because I don't think he's a starting goalie. If you have a goalie that goes on waivers that has potentially to be a starter or could be a starter, I think everyone knows what Calvin Pickard is and what he's done, and he's played his way onto this team. Kudos on him. He was always supposed to be just a temporary guy that they were going to bring up. He's supposed to give him goaltending depth on the farm. But I don't think anyone picks him up because I don't think anyone's looking for a backup. I think if a starter comes available, then you grab him. But I think there's a lot of guys like Calvin Pickard around the league, and teams have guys like him in their organization.
DVD, they're playing the Nashville Predators tonight. Does this game kind of go the same way as it has gone for the past few seasons? McDavid and Draisaitl picking up 3 points each and total domination, or it seems the Nashville Predators have picked up their game a little bit. It was their last game here was the end of the road trip, so I have a feeling that this is going to be a different Nashville Predators team than what we saw here last week.
Yeah, it has. And, Gage, you've been in Nashville. I'm surprised Nashville's not 41-0 at home, to be honest with you. It's a tough town to go into and go straight to your hotel room. If they got in at 1 in the morning last night, that's probably an advantage because we've all been there. It's just I've been there a lot, and then I was there for the draft and the awards a couple years ago, and every night I said, okay, tonight is the night I'm going to go to bed at 11. 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, well, this band is awesome, man. This is great. It is such a fun town. It is such a great town. And I'm not saying you got to go out and rip it up every night, but when you have quality musicians like you do in that town, you just find yourself, wow, this is a free concert. I'm going to hang around here and watch these guys play. They're awesome. because they're all awesome. Like the top 1% of musicians go and work in Nashville. So it's a fantastic town. So yeah, I'm shocked that the arena is right there. It's right on the strip. It's, you could get, you can get in trouble in Nashville, but I think I'm just generally surprised that, teams don't go in there. To me, Nashville is way worse than Vegas because everything is so convenient. It's right there. It's like steps away. Vegas, you do have to kind of find those places and walk a bit through the casinos and stuff. But yeah, I love Nashville. I think it's a great town. But you're right. I was listening to you guys before you jumped on here. It's probably a good thing the Oilers don't have a day off or a day between games to spend some time and have some fun in Nashville. So,
didn't get in until at least 3:30. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, they want to get in. Well, they got in late, and I think last call's at 2 at most places there. So that's when the band stops playing. So it's a fantastic town. But I'm shocked that they're not 41-0. Just by how much fun you could have in that city.
The dads are day drinking today. You know that.
Oh yeah, the dads are having a great time.
Day drinking. They'll go crush an app and then go to the game.
Oh, yeah, they're at the stage right now, probably at Tootsie's or wherever, those great places. They're having a blast. Like you could see last night, they were having a blast. And this is a fun trip. I've been on these trips with the Oilers in the past where they bring their dads and they have fun. And the dads just, they get to know each other. They have a lot of fun together. And the organization treats them really well, like first class all around. I think all the teams have dad trips or mom's trips nowadays. So, yeah, they'll be having, what, they probably didn't go to bed last night. They probably went to see, depending on what time they got in, they went to see what was still open. So, because the hotel is right there, the arena is right there, everything is right there. You just step outside and you can hear music at your hotel, and you're like, oh, where's that coming from? And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, mind you, the last time I was there with Mark Spector, and there was a tornado that hit like a couple miles off the strip, and we heard the big tornado warning, and Mark Spector and I didn't know what that was, but that was, well, not the last time, but one of the times when we were there with the Oilers, and that was a little interesting. I'd never heard that air horn before in the middle of the street, but someone told us to get inside right away because it's not a good sound if you hear it.
One last one for you, DVD. Jake Walman sounds like he'll return tonight. He'll probably play with Darnell Nurse. And Joaquin and I were talking about, like, Darnell Nurse, he's had 5 different partners, or 4 this year. Is Jake Walman the guy that's going to settle that pairing down? Because before he got hurt, they were struggling too. Walman was getting caught pinching a lot. What do you make of that second pair? And what does Walman need to do to kind of make that pair a successful pair? Because Nurse is kind of up and down.
Yeah, they are up and down. I think those two, I think the biggest thing for them is they have to realize that they have to be a shutdown defensive pair. If they want to play a lot of minutes, they have to realize we're going to throw the two of you out there to shut down the other team's best line. Those guys have to be able to break up the cycle in the corner. They have to be able to win battles in front of the net. And then they don't need offense from those guys, but they need a solid shutdown pairing. And, I think early on in Nurse's career, he provided a lot more offense. He got up and down the ice a little bit more. And I think Walman maybe thought, okay, they need me to kind of provide that. No, they don't. They have enough of offense. They just need you to keep the puck out of your own net. They need you to win the battles. They need you to break up the cycles. They need you to make a good first pass out of the zone. That's what they need. And so I think if they can develop into that and just realize, okay, they don't need us to go up and down the ice, jump into the rush, pinch, make all these bad plays. Like there's enough offense to go around in Edmonton, but they need to be solid defensively when you can go out there against the other team's top line and play them every night. You're going to get your 20, 25 minutes in that regard as well. If you can be a solid defensive line and knowing that they throw you out there, the coaching staff's going to trust you to kind of shut things down.
DVD, great stuff as always, my friend. Enjoy the game tonight. I'm sure we'll see you around the rink soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, that's Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. How mad do you think Gage or the Nasties will be when I pick a Predator to score tonight?
They'll be all right. I do it all the time. So.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know.
I meant to mention something to you yesterday. I completely forgot, but because I was watching the Canucks game and they were losing after the first, and Demko was playing, got pulled after the first, but he didn't get pulled. He lower body injury again for Thatcher Demko.
Not just that. I saw on Twitter today, Adam Foote said that they might shut him down for the year.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
But this is. Do you try to trade him now? Because his no movement kicks in next year.
But who's going to take him, Joaquin, with all the injuries? Like it's a
man.
big ticket, right? Like if this guy's
It's
healthy,
8-5.
he's one of the best, but you're taking a huge risk.
That was a huge mistake by the staff.
You got to feel for Damko too, man. He can't just stay healthy. Sad.
No, it's something's wrong, man. That really sucks because you're really getting robbed of what I think could possibly be the best. Like he should be playing, I think, for the U.S. at the Olympics if he's healthy.
If he was at the level the year he got hurt right before when the Oilers Vancouver met in the playoffs, if he was at that level, he's on the team.
He's not only on the team, man. I think he's playing.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some tough news out of Vancouver. And a big shout out to DVD who joined us on the Old Country Towing video hotline. Okay, now we're continue to talk. We'll go around the NHL. We'll continue to talk Oilers. We're going to do this day in sports and all that fun stuff. Courageous moment. Screw it. Let's do it. Parlay. And of course, we want to hear from you. River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Nasty chat as well. Any questions for Joaquin or I? Let us know and slam that thumbs up. Hour 2 on the other side of the break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Ingram overall, what's your take? The stinkers aren't there. That was a major issue with Stuart Skinner. He absorbs pucks. It just seems like it's not as many wild rebounds. The goalie position is quieter now. It's not a major talking point every game. Now, is the defense playing better in front of him? I think so.
Probably better than they played the first 20 games of the year.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Skip the couch and hit the Canadian Brewhouse. Your home for every puck drop, every goal, and every cheer. With ice-cold drinks, massive screens, and the best fans in town. This hockey season, our house is your arena.
The Lock Shop.
You guys are obviously in on the Oilers.
Oh, man, we'll throw the Oilers in against the Preds on anything. So, yes.
But, I mean, Oilers just seems like an auto bet. And then what about Dallas in Anaheim?
Yeah, Anaheim's been absolutely awful. Yes, I like that a lot.
There's basically no travel. I think they're just sort of getting it together.
Let's do that. Let's go Oilers, Stars, and Caps.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Edmonton's Jake Walman and Tristan Jarry have been activated off long-term injured reserve as Adam Henrique has been shifted to LTIR. And on the ice, Edmonton's at Nashville. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson, chop it up with Tommy live at Boston Pizza Clearview for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going at 5 right here on EST. A total of 10 games in the NHL. The Canucks end a back-to-back against the Senators. The Lightning take on the Penguins. Tampa eyeing 11 straight wins. And the Nightcaps LAFC's Toronto and Utah facing off from Salt Lake City. NFL news, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has stepped away from his position after 19 seasons in Pittsburgh. The Steelers have had just 3 coaches since 1969. In other news, the NFL Network has reported that the Eagles have relieved offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo of his duties. And to the NBA, there's 7 games on the docket. OKC plays host to San Antonio. The Hawks and Lakers match up while the Warriors challenge the Trailblazers. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah. Who is that? Yeah.
One and only J Milne.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good. Hey, welcome back to EST Afternoons, Hour 2 here, live from the William Huff Studios. Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish, Joaquin from the Satellite Studios at the Gage household. Hit us up, nasty chat, River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Got 183 watching. We only got 40 thumbs up. Let's go. Slam that thumbs up. You can help us out. I know there's a thumbs up fatigue. We ask for it every day, but please do so. Please. And a big shout out to Pasta Pantry. Pasta. Now see, me and Coop had this whole conversation. Is it pasta or pasta? Pasta Pantry. And then I screwed up saying pantry. They brought us some meatball sandwiches, Joaquin. Oh, they're fantastic. And they brought some pasta with a 4 cheese sauce and a hot pasta sauce. It was fantastic, buddy. Try to save you some, okay?
That's all right, guys.
It was beautiful. It was great. Coop, what did you think of the meatball sandy?
You know, I don't want to say I was skeptical heading into it, but I haven't really, ventured into the land of meatball subs once before. I might have tried them here or there, and this one takes the cake. Like, the first bite that I had of this meatball sub, it was delectable. Like, insane. And now I'm just rubbing salt in the wound because Joaquin didn't get to enjoy any. Joaquin, hey, I'll do you a favor. I'll save you some. I won't eat them all, okay? Even though I want to, I'll save them just for you. But no, it was fantastic. Nathan, great guy. And Pasta Pantry. It is Pasta Pantry. At least Reed and Jay have been calling it that. We didn't get any corrections from Nathan there, but very nice of him to come on by and feed the boys. We won't go hungry this week.
You know what, Gage? I've never, when I get a sub or something, it's rarely a meatball sandwich.
Yeah.
But they're so damn delicious.
I've never, I've seen people at Subway, and it was always you could see it, right? Oh, the meatball sub. I go, who orders that thing? I've never, so I've never really done it. I've made them at home, but just most likely because I made meatballs and didn't have any more pasta, so I threw them in a sandwich, and I do enjoy them, right? So a good torpedo bun and a meatball sub marinara, maybe a little cheese on there, can't go wrong.
No, cannot go wrong. So big shout out to Pasta Pantry for hooking up the meatball subs today and the pasta they brought over as well. Man, it was absolutely fantastic. They provided lunch. Looks like Tommy and I will be providing lunch tomorrow, Joaquin, because we won't know lines until about 5:30, and then we'll see if Mr. Knobloch keeps capping. And I don't see him going away. Hey, Joaquin, your boy Aaron, horrible performance yesterday by the Steelers. Holy smokes, that was an awful game to watch.
Yeah, no, I quite honest, I tuned in for a sec, and then this is done. Not good. But what do you expect from a guy he had a good season. You can't, but I think this is done for Rodgers, right? I think that's it for him.
He didn't commit after the game. He said it was far too soon. He had the raw emotion going. So that's a good question. I don't know. Does he go back to Pittsburgh? Does another team take a flyer on him and say, hey, maybe he can turn us around like a struggling team? It's going to be interesting. He looked angry for a lot of that game, Joaquin. He was mad at his receivers running the wrong routes, and it just wasn't. And it was there early because 2 fumbles by CJ. He had a pick. They had good field position. They just couldn't get anything going on offense. DK Metcalf, not a good game for him. But hey, Houston moves on. We had 2 analysts on telling us that this is the team to watch because that defense is scary good, and they proved that yesterday. So. Interesting to see. If you were a betting man, would you say Rodgers returns for one more year?
I kind of think yes. You didn't watch his special or whatever, but I didn't finish it, but I watched a good portion. And it seemed to me like the way he wants to go out on a good note, right? And that's sometimes hard. You can't choose how to go out, right? Very rarely do you see like the top professional athletes end it the way they want to. It does happen. The one Ray Lewis, I think, was probably one of the greatest endings of his career. Wins a Super Bowl, has a goal line stand where he's a crucial part of it to secure the victory, and then goes out on his shield, right? I mean, Rodgers, he's a Hall of Famer, is he not? Like he's been an unbelievable quarterback, one of the greatest to play. So I don't think he has anything left to prove to that point. Remember when we had Bernstein in and talking about Kopitar?
Yeah.
Bernstein asked me, he goes, Joaquin, he doesn't have anything left to prove in the game. Like he's going to go down as the greatest Los Angeles King ever, right? Like there's no doubt that he is.
And that's the thing.
There's always the allure of winning one more. But can Rodgers do it at this age? I don't know. Manning's another guy, goes to the Broncos and wins one and goes out again, right? So maybe he wants that kind of fairy tale ending.
And that's the thing, right? Because I don't think he's got anything to prove. Like he was one of the greats in his prime. He's won the championship. He took this team to the playoffs, Joaquin. So I don't think it's a terrible, the team played bad. It wasn't all on Aaron Rodgers, but going out like this, I think is fine. But if you come back another year, because you're not going to an elite team, because the elite teams have their quarterback. So you're going to a mid-tier team, to a team that's trying to get out of the basement. And then again, you're risking, if he goes, he wins 4 games, is that going to tarnish kind of what he's done in his career? I don't think so. So for him, he's just got to be like, do I really want to go through another grind of a season when the team I'm on probably won't go to the Super Bowl? Right?
Yeah, I think, and he can go out kind of with his head held high. With Tom Brady, I always thought he should have just shut it down after winning the Super Bowl, going to Tampa. That would have, not that the next year going out didn't tarnish his legacy, but after being with the Patriots with so much success, going to another franchise and winning it and then retiring, that would just add to his illustrious career in my mind.
Yeah, Aiden says 1 Super Bowl, 4 MVPs, easily first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's the thing. He's 42 years old.
Geez.
and
it's not the playing. Like you love to play still, and you feel if he still can play at a pretty high level, it's just what you hear in the most part. And again, I go back to Kopitar, is the preparation that it takes to get a 42-year-old body in the right window to have success. That's where the difficult work comes in. It's a lot easier in your 20s to get your body ready, right? But you need the team that you need to get yourself prepared to do something like that is a lot different when you get a little bit older.
100%. So the divisional games are set on Saturday at 2:30. We'll have Bills-Broncos. That's going to be an excellent game. And at 6 o'clock, the San Francisco 49ers will take on the Seahawks from Seattle. On Sunday, Texans-Patriots at 1 p.m. And then at 4:30, it's Rams-Bears, which is probably going to be the game of the week because, man, those two offenses can put up points. Some good news for the 49ers. Fred Warner has been activated to practice. So he could potentially make a return. I don't know how much he can help being out so long, Joaquin. So, but I'm not going to be opposed to it because he's an absolute stud. Let's circle back to the NHL. Big news yesterday, Joaquin. Tampa Bay Lightning continue to roll, but they lost Braden Point. He was helped off the ice with an apparent knee injury. And I'm looking at the Olympics. There could be a possible replacement here. And remember when Doug Armstrong said, he goes, depending on who gets hurt, we're probably going to bring in a player of the similar skill set. So right now, let's say if Braden Point's not that guy, who's first in line, Joaquin?
I think it's Scheifele, man. I think it is. Can play the center position. I know that people were last night saying, "Well, Hyman's a no-brainer," but you also have to look at who else do you really
Jarvis?
have to? Jarvis, maybe
similar skill set to Braden Point.
Yeah, I mean, sentimentally, I'm kind of looking at Scheifele just because he's done everything possible, and you can't overlook Bennett too, right?
Yeah.
Like that's another guy that you probably top three. I would probably put, now that he's back, although he was sick last night, it's kind of Bedard at the third spot possibly, and then Bennett and then Scheifele. It's kind of.
I didn't even think of Bedard, Gager. He might be in, man. Seriously.
I know. Similar, like you're talking about similar player. Like that's kind of what you're looking at, right? So it'll be, well, I read today that they want to reevaluate and see where he's at.
Okay.
And go from there. But yeah, if he's going to be fine, but then he hasn't been having a great year.
Oh, he hasn't. And I think he was named one of the first five, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Bring Sam Bennett and you have the Bash brothers with him and Tom Wilson.
I mean, it's going to be a little bit different because it's Olympic hockey. It's not Four Nations, right? Yeah. I think that's kind of, which is interesting because Bennett scored some huge goals and winning a Conn Smythe, like that's an interesting snub. But you're with the wealth of good players that Canada and the US have. Well, you could say that about every nation. There's always going to be some second guessers, but the most interesting thing is a guy leaves and you're still looking at the possibility of 5 different guys essentially that could take that spot, right? So that's a luxury that the Canadian national team has.
And it's no disrespect to Braden Point, but whichever player they bring in, there's no drop off.
No.
It's almost a straight across move there.
Exactly.
This one from Chris S says league mandates 1 road and 1 home jersey for the playoffs. If the Oilers keep winning in their third, should the team go with it as a road jerseys in the playoffs? I don't think
they're allowed.
I don't think they're allowed.
Rules.
Tommy's still here if he's listening. I don't think they can. I don't know the exact rules on jerseys, but yeah, they have a lot of success in those. So
I mean, if it's still working and they need a win, I mean, pay the fine. Who cares, right?
Exactly.
Smitty the Welder says Point and Bedard are not the same player. Well, yeah, they're not the same player this year. That's for sure, right?
No, Bedard's been better.
Way better.
Let's see here. We got a few more texts to get to. Big Dave says, because it went straight off his leg and in, it didn't count. It's a weak call, but it's the rule. Damo Dude says, I think they might end up trading Pickard. I think it could be even how they move Mangiapane, but that's just me speculating from the outside with no expertise. Hey, none of us are experts, buddy, but we appreciate you sending that in. And Dave the Welder, who knew trading Skinner, you'd get 3 solid goalies in return? I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens here. I mean, loyalty, I think that's what's bugging Oiler fans is Pickard's, he's kind of came out of nowhere and really solidified that number 2 spot and helped in the playoffs, won some big games, Joaquin. So I think there's that loyalty factor there. But then it's a business. You need to win games. And right now, Connor Ingram's outperforming Calvin Pickard, because you can't, for me, Joaquin, you can't go back and, but last year he was good. No, we got to live in the present. And in this season, Calvin Pickard's his numbers have dropped. He hasn't been as good. And in fairness, for the first 2 months, the team wasn't very good either. That's why Skinner and Pickard struggled as well. And they were part of it too. But for me, it's right now, it's Jarry and Ingram. And like we said in the opening segment, and DVD said, it's almost going to be an open competition for the number one spot, especially the way Ingram's been playing.
Yeah, he's put the I guess you could say he's put the pressure on Jarry to perform.
Yeah,
like Jarry's watching this guy play and going, "Oh my gosh!" Like this guy. Not that he probably didn't know who he was before, but seeing his body of work over the last little bit and going, "Yeah, that's I got my work cut out for me. I have to prove that I'm the number one guy," which is what you want.
Yeah,
I think, right?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Sorry. Because there's also concern with Jarry's. He hasn't been injury prone through his career. Lately, he has. So do you think there's a concern there that if Jarry, knock on wood, gets hurt, and then they have Ingram, and then they have to go to one of their minor league guys because Pickard's gone?
You can't trade Pickard at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because he's proven that he's a very good Band-Aid, right? He'll stop he has the ability to go in for a few games and give the team a chance to win. And you don't want to get into a case where, maybe Jarry's not able to go, Ingram comes in, starts faltering, and then you're looking at a guy without any NHL experience to start the playoffs, right? Like I don't think you want to find yourself in that type of situation. So I do think the proper move, although maybe not the most popular, is Pickard goes down and continues to play in the American League, right? So now all of a sudden you got two guys battling for the number one spot. You got your third guy playing and keeping sharp in the American League. Once the Bakersfield Condors are done, everything, like Pickard will be back up if that's the scenario, right? Like for the playoffs, if something happens.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the best scenario that the Oilers could have, because that is if everything works out and everyone's playing at the top of the game, that's a very strong goaltending core, where in years past you couldn't say that, because last year, I mean, they're a twisted knee away from Olivier Rodrigue going in the playoffs,
exactly,
in the second round.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you need that some of those safety blankets, I think.
And it's, how everybody kept saying the Oilers got to do what Colorado did last year, changing both. They've done that.
Yeah, indirectly they kind of have, right?
Yeah. So no more complaints about that. And you know what I liked about what DVD said, what Connor Ingram said? He goes, in the NHL, he goes, I feel more comfortable because I can read the play better. And I compare it to when I played soccer. Again, I wasn't a very good soccer player, but I was lucky to play with some very talented players. But for me, Joaquin, I don't know if it's the same for you. I always found it easier to play against the really good teams because they were structured. You kind of knew where they were going, what was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? When you played a team that was not very structured, not very good, they kind of didn't know what they were doing. I found those teams to play much harder because you just had no idea what they were going to do.
It's chaos, right?
It's chaos.
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, you talk to young defensemen that are maybe getting called up and sent down. They much prefer to play in the NHL because they know when they go back and grab the puck, if they're coming around the net, they know the options that are going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to be any different. In a way, it is easier because the players in the NHL are so good and so structured that that there's a lot less having to react to certain situations and some of that chaos. And Ingram said that there is things happen for a reason in the NHL. It does, although it's very fast and you get the best of the best executing this way, but he does have, I would say, what we've seen over the last month is an elite way of reading the play and getting to the point where the shot's coming from. Look no further than last night with some of those, as Louis DeBrusk, deep dish pizzas, and he's just reading the play right. Nothing seems to catch him off guard. Like, he's a very focused individual.
Yeah, I liked his movement on that one we slowed down where there was a turnover, no panic, just quietly went to the top of the crease, made the save. Was awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll continue this goalie conversation. I mean, something's got to give here, and we'll see if Jarry indeed is getting the start tonight. We won't find out until Knobloch speaks in a few hours from now down there in Nashville. The afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, Tap 25 Restaurant. Make sure to check it out. It's 50% off the entire menu, 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We're rolling along nicely here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish. Of course, 3 to 5 will be Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne with the Reed Wilkins Show. Then Tom Gazzola live from Boston Pizza and Clairview. We'll have your Oil Stream pregame show as the Oilers take on the Nashville Predators. Screw it, let's do a parlay still to come and a lot more. Keep it locked here on EST. Here's Scoop.
The Oilers have activated Tristan, Jarry, and Jake Walman off long-term injured reserve. In a corresponding move, Adam Henrique moves to the LTIR. And from Nashville tonight, the Oilers face the Predators. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Join Tommy at Boston Pizza Clairview for both pre- and post-game shows, with coverage starting at 5 right here on EST. Around the clock, 9 other games are scheduled in the NHL. Calgary visits Columbus. Washington welcomes Montreal to town, while the Jets look for 3 wins in a row with the test against the Islanders at 7. Big news from Pittsburgh. Longtime Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has stepped away from his position. Tomlin had 2 years left on his current deal and has spent the past 19 years with the club. And multiple sources have reported that Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, has been relieved of his duties. And tipping off in the NBA, the Suns face the Heat. The T-Wolves and Bucks square off, while in Houston, the Rockets and Bulls hit the hardwood. EST Afternoons rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Sentinel Storage presents Team Canada Ice Dancers, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier on Support from Home.
We're celebrating all the people at home, the people that have supported us. We know our community is going to be cheering for us, and we know the country is going to be cheering for us.
Thank you, Canada. Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Team Canada.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
This is like an anaconda taking down a pig.
What is happening? Are you kidding me?
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Finishing up a heater.
We're back. EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you for everybody listening and watching. Absolutely the best. A lot of people texted in about the jersey. I confirmed with Tom, and a lot of our listeners are correct. You got to commit to one home and away jersey, obviously, in the playoffs, and you can put in a request for it to be the alternate jerseys. So the Oilers could ask, because I think someone texted in 2017, they wore those orange ones. Mm-hmm. Right? So if they really wanted to wear these cream-colored ones, Joaquin, which they're undefeated in, and they're going to wear it tonight, and I think there's one more game that they're allowed to wear these for, but they could put in the request to wear those for the playoffs. I mean, for me, it's I don't really care what they wear. Just win, baby, right?
Yeah.
I don't think teams
They are nice, though. I like they they've definitely grown on me.
Yeah, no, and they continue to play
and even
well.
Ingram's his kit was he's got the cream colored pads, which was kind of
how good did that look, Joaquin?
Yeah, it looked pretty good, man. And even the mask, like it went cream, like geez.
Yeah. Hey, we say hello to the Winnipeggers, the Hustlerites, the WSTers. Winnipeg going for the third straight win tonight, Joaquin. Are they back? Dun dun dun. They host the New York.
They're trying to win that President's Trophy, baby.
What did we say when they hit 11-game winless streak? They have to go 41-0. They only got to go 39-0 now.
Good. The NHL is a better place with Winnipeg in the playoffs anyway. So
100%. I cannot disagree with that. Yeah. They've just been absolutely great. Penner's Pancake says they have grown on me as well. Me too. I wasn't a big fan of them when I first saw them, but it's all good now. I think they look pretty good. A lot of discussion about the goaltending here in Edmonton now, but this one's more of a positive discussion because they have three guys that can all play and are all at moments had some good moments here with the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, Tristan Jarry is a very small sample size, but in that small sample size, he was pretty good. So
yeah, it was really good. Really good. It was all late goals too, right? Like garbage time that kind of skew his numbers while playing for the Oilers. So
yeah, because the Oilers took their foot off the gas and Jarry was left hanging there. So hopefully he's in tonight. They activated him as well. Walman ready to go. Rico on the LTIR. I also use his nickname.
Yeah.
That's okay, Joaquin.
I guess we're best friends.
Well, he's a big NASCAR guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this quickly here because I know no one really cares about NASCAR, but let's get to the courageous moment. For the Alberta Blue Cross, because I forgot yesterday. Every great place starts with courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to support Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. So yesterday I was telling you guys, you guys probably tuned me out, but NASCAR was making big changes to their format. Yesterday announced at 1:30, and it's what fans, from what I hear, from everything some of the podcasts I listen to, fans hated the system, the playoff system they had, the way the points were tallied and all that. So they went back to the chase, which is they're just changing the format of how everything's going to turn out, like how you deem a champion and all that, Joaquin. I'm going to give it to the NASCAR officials and whoever was a part of this to make these changes because there was a lot of pressure on them. People absolutely hated the format they've had lately, the one I got into, which was the play-em-up format. But when people would ask me, Joaquin, like, can you explain the point? I couldn't because it was so complex.
Yeah.
And like today I was driving in, I was listening to the podcast of this guy who's breaking down all the new rules. I just wanted to make sure I understood him. And he said it too. He goes, I'm a guy that covers this for years and I couldn't even explain it to my family how the point system works. So it was very complicated. They simplified everything. It's going to make things a lot more fun. They gave a little to the old school fan, but they kept some of the for the new stuff as well. So kudos to NASCAR for listening to the fans and because I know attendance and viewership has been dipping because of the way they had it formatted. So good on them for that. So they get the courageous moment to finally step up and not admit, but say, hey, we need to kind of go back a little bit to the old way and mix in some of the new stuff and make it right for everybody. The drivers absolutely love it. They interviewed a lot of them yesterday, and they're ecstatic about these changes. So excited that season gets going in February. We got F1 starting is it mid-February or late February?
End of February. But big news at F1 too with the Red Bull and Mercedes power units. It's been leaked that they've been able to do something that is giving a little bit more power to the engine where, the FIA could come in and put regulations, but it's almost too late to change it. There would be too many corrections to these power units. So what it looks like right now, and who knows, but that Mercedes and Red Bull would have a little bit more power, which would equate to a few tenths on straightaways this year. So, but it also has a lot of F1 fans just saying, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we want. A Max Verstappen, George Russell battle all year long.
That'd be great, man.
I give me that, but I would also like to see what we almost saw this year. I mean, just a few more cars in the battle for the drivers' championship by the end of the year, right? Like, and that's kind of what we want. Like, to have 3 guys at the end of it was phenomenal. It would be even better if, you know, you had 4 guys, but all from different teams battling too.
Well, I think that's the goal, right? That's the dream with these changes is it's not down to 2 guys. Like Max made it exciting last year with his incredible run towards the end. But yeah, like to have 4, imagine 4 or 5 guys heading into like 4 races left and they're all in it for the title.
Just the fact, it would be great to have 4 or 5 guys at the beginning of each race and not knowing who was going to win.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what you want.
And not just that, Joaquin, sorry, but like qualifying is one thing, because I find qualifying in Indy and NASCAR, it means something, but usually the guy that gets pulled doesn't win. And that's where F1, where you see your qualifying, and that's usually the order they're going to finish it. Maybe 1 or 2 changes.
Hopefully these changes to the cars, like it's fascinating to me. I was listening to Tim Haraina's last podcast with the guys, and they were talking about how they're going to manage the electrical power, right, throughout the race, so they don't deplete it all. So it's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. This is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great. A lot of racing coming our way. And, of course, we have the Olympics coming up. We'll be all over the hockey. But all the other sports that are fascinating to watch, something we only get to watch when the Olympics roll around. And then we into the home stretch of the NFL season. May, the CFL kicks off with training camps. We'll see what happens with Trey Ford as the CFL's holding their winter meetings right now in Calgary. And we kind of updated a little bit yesterday about Trey Ford. They're going to start discussion soon, seeing what's the best plan of action, as he's due a big bonus at the start of February, I believe. So we'll wait and see reports on all that fun stuff. Joaquin, birthdays today, for this day. Nikolai, the Bulin Wall, happy Bulin, is 53, the former Oiler goaltender.
Wow. All right.
Kelly Rudy, 65.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
One of the best characters in sitcom history, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Elaine.
Dancing Elaine.
That's awesome.
Also on this day in movie history, this movie was released today in theaters in 1989, The January Man, starring Kevin Kline and Susan Sarandon. Have you ever watched it?
The January Man?
Yeah.
I think I have. I can't remember, though. Isn't it Connor McDavid's birthday, too?
It's Connor McDavid's 29th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Going to go off for how many points tonight?
I think there's a good chance he might get 3 points tonight.
You know what's interesting? Wayne Gretzky's birthday is in January.
There was if you've ever read, one of the greatest hockey novels of all time is The Game by Ken Dryden. And there's a part in there that mentions about the birth dates of young athletes, young kids, right? So when you actually look at the birth dates and the top level teams, I forget obviously I read it a long time ago, but the ratio to kids that are born in the first 3 months of that year, they're most of the top players are always born in January, February, March, right? Because I mean, when you're a kid and say the other kids are born in that same year, but born in October, November, there's a long time, like 6-7 months of the maturation process that, when it comes to making teams, there's a kid six months older than you, and at a young age, there's a lot more development there, right? So he mentions that, and if you look at all the best athletes, there's a strong correlation between being born at the beginning of the year than at the end.
Yeah, Max Mazuza says Malcolm Gladwell said that January to March kids make the best hockey players. That's crazy. That's a good point, though, Joaquin. Just of the maturation, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Joaquin, you might have played with this fellow, but on this day 33 years ago, the Edmonton Oilers traded Bernie Nichols to the New Jersey Devils for Zdeno Seeger and Kevin Todd. Did you play with either of those guys?
I went to camp with Bernie. Never played with him. Played a few alumni events with him. But Seager, yeah, he was a teammate. Good dude, great player, good Slovak. He was awesome.
Did he smoke?
I can't remember. I don't think he was pretty straight. Like he was quite professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quiet.
A lot of he probably was no stranger to the tobacco, but most of them did smoke. Your favorite defenseman smoked a ton.
Ulanov?
No, Bobo.
Oh, Bobo. Did he smoke?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I remember we'd be at an airport and I'm like, oh, where's Boris and Igor? And you go outside and Bobo would be smoking. I don't think Kravchuk smoked. Maybe he did a bit.
That's too funny.
But Bobo did for sure.
All right. Max Pazuzu says, Hernan, do you have a Winter Olympic event that you get all the way into and then forget about afterwards? For me, outside of the hockey, Joaquin, I love speed skating.
Oh, yeah. Which one? The short track or the long track?
I like them all, man. The short track's more exciting, obviously, but I like them all. Like the relay one, like they're fantastic. Do you have a sport outside of hockey that you have to watch for the Winter Olympics?
I do like them all, but probably because, and I know it's not a lot of people's favorite, and it seems weird to them, but biathlon. I went to a World Cup event when I was in Europe. It was one of the most exciting sporting events I've ever been to, where it's cross-country skiing and shooting. Like it was unreal to see the speed of these guys, because you could walk the course and see them go through certain spots, and it was just a huge party where they were shooting.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a lot of fun. But I'll tell you the one thing that I'll probably keep my eye on most is that trek skiing, where they put the felts on the bottom of their skis and trek up the hill and ski down. That's going to be fascinating to me, because like I said, I played with a few guys in Italy that did that for fun. I don't know how you would consider that fun at all.
Yeah.
And when I went skiing in Italy, and when I wasn't supposed to, you'd see guys going up like underneath the chairlift, like trek skiing, like they would be going up the hill and then telemarking down. Probably the most macho thing you could ever do, like going straight up a ski hill, cross-country skiing, and then skiing down and then just doing it again.
Yeah.
That seems absolutely absurd to me.
Yeah, I got to ask before we get to break. Your wife's former figure skater. I enjoy the figure skating events.
Oh, we'll watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife says it's kind of a joke now, like the way that they train now. There's no more artistic part of it. Right? Like it's all spins.
Yeah.
Like there's little 12-year-olds doing quad axles, where they're like, when my wife skated, no one even attempted a triple axle. It's where axles are where you take off moving forward. Most other jumps are from different edges going backwards, but axles are the first ones that you take off moving forward. Those were the most difficult, but it's crazy. And you just don't see the artistic side of. It's all about the points that you accumulate with the jumping now.
Does the wife? But they still give like grades for the artistic, but it's just not as.
There is, but it's so structured now because of basically because of Vancouver, right? Yeah. And the controversy at that point, that it's very strict. If you do so many points, like you can basically plot out what's going to be a gold medal performance, right? Because everyone does throughout this up to this point. Everyone's been doing the same routine, so you kind of know where everyone's points are. If they perform it perfectly, who's going to win or not?
Does the wife watch more of as a fan or as a coach?
She starts as a fan and then turns into a coach.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, up next, we're going to close it out here. We're going to do our Screw It, Let's Do It parlay. We hit yesterday. Kind of. Not really, but we did. We didn't lose any money, boys. That's all that matters. And we'll close it out. We'll get you set for Reed Wilkins and Jay Milne with the Reed Wilkins Show. And, of course, at 5 o'clock, Tommy Gazzola live from BP's in Clareview. Go visit him. Go have a beer. Go watch the game with him. It'll be great times. The boys will be back for the post-game show. Here's our boy, Coop, with your sports update.
The Oilers and Predators face off with Edmonton making a few roster moves, activating Jake Walman. Tristan Jarry off long-term injured reserve, moving Adam Henrique to LTIR. And at 5, Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson have the GCLD's Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST. You can catch Tommy at Boston Pizza Clearview for both pre- and post-game coverage. Few Canadian teams in action. Vancouver visits Ottawa. The Flames meet the Blue Jackets. Habs and Caps battle as the Jets and Islanders match up. Meanwhile, Mike Tomlin has stepped away from his head coaching duties with the Steelers. He's been with the team for 19 years, leaving his role with 2 years left on his deal. The Niners have opened Fred Warner's practice window. That opens the door for a possible return for his team's clash in the divisional round against the Seahawks. Warner's been sidelined since October 12th with an ankle injury. To the hardwood, the Nuggets meet the Pelicans. The Lakers take on the Hawks, while Golden State plays host to Portland on a 7-game NBA schedule. Screw it, let's do it. NHL Parlay next up here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
December's festive featured wing flavors are here at the Canadian Brewhouse. It's festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi in the ultimate flavor showdown. Try them anytime or just 67 cents every Wing Wednesday for a limited time. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Go! Help is on the way.
Yeah, skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
We're back. Final segment here on EST Afternoons. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't go anywhere. EST is locked in for the rest of the afternoon and evening with the Reed Wilkins Show and, of course, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Tomorrow we'll be breaking down the game, and we're going to be joined by Bakersfield Condors goaltender Connor Ingram. He's having a really good year. 3 teams in the ECHL. 5-0 with the Condors right now. It'll be fun just to catch up. I know it was requested by a few of our Nasties last week if we could have him on, and we've granted their wish. So tomorrow at 2:20, Connor Ingram from the Bakersfield Condors will join us, and we'll probably head to an NFL city, maybe Denver, maybe Buffalo. Who knows? But it's time to get to Inside the Numbers. Or Play Alberta's. Screw it, let's do it. Parlay. You boys both hit yesterday with the Jack Hughes point, a Zach Hyman point, and the Bedard goal was voided because he was out with the flu. That came down just in warm-ups. So, boys, do I start today? I am always confused. Your mic's muted, Joaquin.
You're starting today.
I'm starting today. Okay. I don't want to go because there's a lot of bets on EST with the same 2 players, so I'm going to go with a Nuge point tonight.
Ooh, mixing it up. Well, I'm going to go to Pittsburgh.
Oh.
As the Tampa Bay Lightning look for 11 wins in a row. Nikita Kucherov has been on fuego with 9 straight multi-point games. 2 points or 1.5 or more points for Nikita Kucherov tonight.
Oh, look at this guy. The big boss.
How do they say it? 1.5 plus
over
points?
1.5, yeah.
Over 1.5.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, betting terminology is strange to me. I just want to say 2 points, but it's 1.5 or more. I guess you can't have a half point. I don't know. Is that a good pick, Gager? What do you think?
I mean, it's not a bad pick, Coop.
Not if Skinner's in that. It's a bad pick. Skinner's going to shut him out. Joaquin, what do you got?
I think Sheloffs is playing. Sheloffs is playing tonight, so it's okay. Just because they're on a bit of a slide and this team's kind of heating up a little bit, I'm going to go to the Dallas and Anaheim game and go with a Jason Robertson goal.
Oh boy! All right, I like this. Damn, got some big cojones today, boys.
This will be tough, but I think we're trending in the right direction.
Okay, so here it is: Kucherov 2 points, Nuge point, Robertson goal.
It's a big one.
All right,
I like it.
All right, we'll see. That's like Big Uke said it. That's a saucy one. Saucy.
So it's unconfirmed, but it does look like Tristan Jarry's playing tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
I would assume so, Joaquin, because they're both activated, right? So, there's no, I don't see why they would need to activate them if they weren't going to play. The dads are there too, right? Sucks for Pickard, but what can you do?
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to give you guys kudos because none of us picked McDavid or Draisaitl. I just think that's too easy tonight.
Yeah, that's not a lot of value.
No,
right?
there's no
You're
value.
picking them 3 points, if anything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So we went value today, buddy.
Doug Dad says this parlay is amazing. Let's go. We're due, man. We're due. We were close yesterday, man, because Bedard might have scored. It's probably a good opportunity. Who knows on the power play?
Well, in the first period, he gets a chance. There's a good chance
he gets that chance in the first minute.
Yeah. I'm thinking he probably rifles at home, but
if he was even sitting on the bench, he'd have a chance to score. Like that's how good he's been recent. I mean, he's only been back for a bit, but like anytime he's in the lineup for that Blackhawks team, it's just like he's a game changer this year, man.
Yeah.
And it was tough to even my dad, he's not a Blackhawks fan at all. Like I don't know many people who are besides Murray McCourt, but he was pumped all day, and we went to go sit down and watch the game, and he didn't hear the news, and he was like, "Oh man," like that deflated him a bit. But it was a good game. It was a good game.
Big Uke says, "Yeah, easy money sucks." No, it's not easy money. It's just there's unless you're picking over 2-3 points, there's not a lot of value.
Yeah,
and that's why it's the screw it, do it parlay is different because it's supposed to have high odds. Because they're hard to hit because we don't know what we're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
We're not experts, okay? We're not experts like Jay and Dusty, okay? We just pick from the heart. And we hope that leads to money in our pockets. That's all we can ask for, right, Joaquin?
That's right, buddy. That is right.
Joaquin, what's on tap for you the rest of the day? Lay down, relax?
I've got some work to finish up, so I'll probably be doing that. Yeah, it's a rough go right now, buddy. I won't lie.
Well, I hope you feel better, buddy.
We'll get some rest. Hopefully, I feel better tomorrow morning, and we'll get ready to dissect this game.
Dissect it, man. And we're all expecting an Oilers win. Is that fair?
I think so. It's the end of the dad's trip, right? Do it for the guy that brought you into this in the first place, and.
Yeah. Hey, why not, man? Bank these points. You need them because it's a rough week. 5 games this week, just unheard of. Quickly, like they then Thursday and then back to back on the weekend. Quickly look at the Nashville Predators. These are not official lines, but this is what they have: Forsberg with Holland, Stamkos, Evangelista with O'Reilly and Bunting, Jost with Svechkov and Matt Wood. Cole Smith with Michael McCarron and Reed Schaefer. Defensively, Roman Yossi with Nick Herbix, Adam Wildsby with Brady Shea, Nicholas Haig with Nick Blackenberg. And I'm just going to check if they have announced the goalie for this game. Joaquin.
No, it looks like Saros and Jarry's unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed. Okay, perfect. And if you missed it, the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay is Robertson goal, Nuge point, Kucherov 2 points. Let's roll. Let's see what happens. And if you want to bet on all the bets from EST, and I know Big Uke and Doug Dad have their group, and they put up their bet as well. You just go to playalberta.com. Sorry. Let me get the playalberta.ca and just see the EST tab, and you'll see all the bets there. Use your game sense. Don't go crazy, but have some fun there, and hopefully we can win. Like I said, tomorrow we'll have Connor Ingram on from the Bakersfield Condors. He's had an interesting ride so far in his pro career, and we'll have a good convo there. We might head to a NFL city as well, and we'll have Hernan's rolled and all that fun stuff. Joaquin, do you want to give a prediction, or you just want to leave it?
No, I won't give a prediction. I'll ask a question though. Do you happen to check out the livery for the Cadillac car?
I did. It looks outstanding. I just can't wait to see it all finished.
Yeah,
with the sponsors and all that. Yeah. But it looks. I love the colors first of all, so I know I'll like their gear.
Yeah.
I also want to see the new Audi one.
Or like the red and black, it looks phenomenal, right?
So I know I was telling you we were talking about favorite cars, and I said my favorite car is an Audi, right? So I'm very intrigued to see how that looks. I mean, the ones that don't surprise you anymore are Red Bull and Ferrari. They're always the same, right?
Yeah.
But Mercedes might have a different look. The pink, the Alpine, they always have something interesting up their sleeve, and I even like the green of Aston Martin.
Well, it's that English racing green too, right?
Yeah.
That's gorgeous color.
It is absolutely fantastic. And I heard that Cadillac's going to release theirs on Super Bowl day. Is that right, Joaquin?
What? Their
like official car.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I just saw pictures of it. And it looks great. It's got that silver and black.
Justice for DJ and Dan. No, that is the one I'm talking about. Sorry, I just couldn't think of the name. I don't want to create a ruckus between the nasties there. It's the DJ and Dan that puts up a bet every day.
Yeah.
How often do you guys hit? Like weekly? Like out of 5, how much do you guys hit? Someone answer me here in a minute. Or 20 seconds. I'm just intrigued because our hit ratio is not very high right now. Do we know who the drivers are going to be? Oh, yeah. Everything's set in stone, Lars. We'll get to that tomorrow. We got to run here. But for the DJ and Den, check out their bet. Screw it. Let's do it. We got Jay's play of the day. We got all of Dusty's bets. I think he does like 3 or 4. So check them all out there. And I'm just intrigued. DJ and Den, let me know tomorrow how often you guys hit in a week. All right? Just to do some comparisons. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't go anywhere. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up with the Reed Wilkins Show. And, of course, at 5 o'clock, Tommy Gazzola jumps on for the All-Stream pregame show later tonight. Him, Belzy, and Benny will talk you through it. Win or lose. For Joaquin Gage, feel better, my friend. Get some rest. For Kub, I'm Hernan saying thank you. Enjoy the game tonight. Shouters.